You know, Jerry Jones never ceases to amaze me. People with money in general, especially people with fuck you money, they have a tendency to get what they want. They have a tendency to tell people what they want them to do. Now, those qualities are part of the reason that they are rich in the first place. We can get into a debate all day long about the relationship between employee and employer. Back 30, 40, 50 years ago, a job was just that, a job. You went to work, you went home. Your job wasn't a lifestyle. It wasn't all-consuming. It was something that you did to feed your family, a means to an end. But today, at least in my opinion, it seems like company owners are taking more and more control over their employees. Go try and get a job today. What is the first two things that they're going to do? They're going to give you a drug test and they're going to do a background check. If you have a company cell phone, they monitor your usage, see who you're talking to, look at what you're looking at on the internet, YouTube, whatever. Company car, most of them come with a GPS so they can track you wherever you go. Company owners today want constant access to their, quote, employees. There is no such thing really as a 9-to-5 job anymore. If your company needs to ask you something at 8 o'clock at night, they call the company cell phone that they so graciously provide you and get an answer. Luckily for millennials like me in our generation, it is easier today than it's ever been before to start your own business. And in some cases, it can be done for relatively cheap. Or if you're having a problem with your company, you can just go work elsewhere. But most companies run by the younger generation are much more laid back than companies that are ran by dudes in their 50s and 60s. If you're an NFL player, though, your options are limited when it comes to football. You get drafted by your team. If you want to play football in the NFL, then that is the team you're playing for. And you have different type of owners in the NFL, of course. Some are more relaxed or more hands-off than others. Jerry Jones is not one of those owners. He is very involved with his Dallas Cowboys. Now, this can be viewed as both a positive and a negative. The positive side to it, we all know Jerry Jones cares deeply about the Cowboys' success. He does everything in his power, everything that he thinks is right, to put them in a position to win. But sometimes the negatives outweigh the positives. Because Jerry Jones cares so much, he tends to wear blinders, make bad personnel decisions. He kept Jason Garrett on as the head coach 3 or 4 years too long. Gave out that ridiculous contract to Ezekiel Elliott last summer, while the Dak Prescott contract situation is going to loom its ugly head over that Cowboys locker room, possibly for the second season in a row. Then I see a report on Friday that Jerry Jones is pretty much requiring rookie first-round pick, wide receiver CeeDee Lamb, to wear the number 88 jersey this season for the Cowboys. This is a horrible decision for a couple of reasons. One, NFL players get very little say in their game day attire. Cleats have to be league approved. Jerseys and uniforms selected by the team had to be league approved. Helmets, same. Gloves, league approved. The one decision that they get to make is what number they choose to wear. Jerry Jones has taken away that from CeeDee Lamb, who wanted to wear number 10 in honor of his friend DeAndre Hopkins. Second, and more importantly, is the responsibility that Jerry Jones is loading on the shoulders of his rookie wide receiver by making him wear the number 88, a number that carries a lot of weight in Dallas. It was worn by Drew Pearson, Michael Irvin, Des Bryant. All these guys are Cowboy greats. Maybe not Des Bryant to the extent that Drew Pearson and Michael Irvin are, but you get the point. That is a lot of pressure to put on a rookie. But Jerry Jones continued to add the pressure onto CeeDee Lamb when he gave his reason for wanting him to wear number 88. This is what Jerry Jones said, quote, "This is a little drama from my perspective, but when we were all sitting there and had said our piece, then we said, okay, what's it going to be? I said, in honor of my great friend that just passed away in December, we're going to have his namesake come on over here and wear old number 88, just like Michael and Dez and those guys. And we've got us a receiver. Let me tell you one thing. If he's got the compete and heart of that Jerry Lamb, he'll be bad to the bone," end quote. When I heard the part about having Jerry Lamb's, quote, namesake come to Dallas and wear number 88 in honor of him, I'm thinking to myself, okay, maybe there's something I don't know. Maybe CeeDee Lamb is Jerry Lamb's grandson or great-grandson or something. Second cousin. Some fucking relation. So I do some research because I don't know who the fuck Jerry Lamb is. He was playing football with Jerry Jones 20 some odd years before I was born. So I do some research and find out that Jerry Lamb is a fucking white dude with absolutely no relation to CeeDee Lamb. So I'm not sure why the fuck Jerry Jones is talking about with the whole namesake thing. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure namesake means the family name being passed on from generation to generation, like from father to son. I understand Jerry Jones wanting to honor an old friend, but couldn't he find a more appropriate way to do it? Maybe a memorial, put flowers on the guy's grave, anything other than requiring your rookie wide receiver to carry out that honor for you. It's just fucking weird. Now, will this have any kind of effect on the Cowboys this season as far as on the field? No, of course not. But it's definitely a bad way to welcome your rookie receiver to the NFL and to the team. Now, what will have an effect on the Cowboys season is the contract situation with Dak Prescott. Dak refused to sign his franchise tag that Dallas offered him, which would have paid him over $31 million this season. He's not participating in the team's off-season program, which is all virtual-based right now. Instead, he continues to go back and forth over his fucking contract. The crazy thing is, the money is not the issue. It's the length of the contract. Dak wants a short-term deal. The Cowboys want a longer-term deal. Jerry Jones is offered to pay Dak $35 million a year, which is Russell Wilson type money, close to Aaron Rodgers type money. This is a fucking terrible idea from a Cowboys perspective. An idea that guarantees the Cowboys will be mediocre for the next 3 or 4 years or the length of the contract. For one, Dak's not worth $35 fucking million a year. Are we really at the point in the NFL where 8-8 quarterbacks are commanding top 3 quarterback money? Jerry Jones actually made a great point when he was asked about the Dak contract situation shortly after the draft. A point that I've made on this channel several times when talking about quarterbacks getting these $30, $35 million contracts. Here's what Jerry Jones said, quote, "The bigger these deals get, the bigger the dollars get, the harder they get. We believe in our track record of getting players signed. I totally believe we'll get Dak signed at the right number that's good for Dak, good for the Cowboys, good for the team. We certainly want Dak to be happy, but we also want to surround him with great football players," end quote. I know Jerry Jones believes in his track record of getting players signed, signing good players, but that's not always a good thing. Actually, in Dallas, many times it's a bad thing. Jerry Jones has a terrible record of giving out bad contracts. DeMarcus Ware, Ezekiel Elliott, bringing back Jason Witten last year, continuing to make Sean Lee one of the highest paid players on defense when He spent the majority of his career on fucking injured reserve. But Jerry Jones is right about making the contract good for the team. That last part of the comment where he says, we also want to surround Dak Prescott with great football players. Jerry Jones is spot on. When you are committing 20% of your cap space to your quarterback, it makes it difficult to keep elite talent around him. The 2020 cap is $198 million. If the Cowboys give $35 million to Dak, that leaves $163 million for the remaining 52 guys on this roster. Take out the 15 or so million they're paying Zeke, and that leaves what? $148 million. Do the math. It is not a lot of money per player. The Cowboys will likely come to an agreement with Dak Prescott. I think they will. They'll probably pay him the $35 million. But it's going to be a mistake. The Oakland Raiders made this same mistake 3 years ago with Derek Carr. Gave him $125 million over 5 years over the summer of 2017. Since then, he is 17-30 with 0 playoff appearances. Matt Stafford, one of the league's highest paid quarterbacks. How the fuck is that working out in Detroit? If you're going to give that type of money to a quarterback, you better damn well be sure he's going to give you a return. And by that, I mean competing for a Super Bowl every year. Guys like Russell Wilson, Big Ben, Drew Brees, Brady, proven guys. Dak Prescott is still unproven. When Drew Brees came to the Saints, he was an improving guy. He got $10 million a year. Here we are in 4 years into Dak Prescott's career, talking about giving him $35 fucking million. It is insanity. Dak Prescott's still unproven. 4 years in the league, we are still arguing over whether or not this guy is either good or mediocre. Average quarterbacks do not last in this league. Dak Prescott's average. One thing no one is arguing about Dak Prescott is whether he plays at an elite level, because everyone knows that is not the case. And you've got to play at an elite level to earn that $35 million type of money. All right, that's all for today. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button for me. Click the notification bell to receive all notifications from the channel. Leave me a comment in the section below. Let me know what you think about what's going on in Dallas. Was it a mistake for Jerry Jones to essentially force CeeDee Lamb to wear number 88? And what do you think about Dak Prescott? Is he worth $35 million a year? Is he an average quarterback? Is he a good quarterback? You can follow me on Twitter at KC_BTL84. I will see you guys next time.